Peace and prosperity, beauties, and welcome to my channel. I hope that you guys are having the most blessed day. So a couple of you have asked me about how I started homeschooling my son. When did I start homeschooling my son? How I started. My son started school when he was 4 years old during the pandemic. The year that he was going to school was the year that the pandemic started virtual school. So my son was never in a school building. From the beginning, he was virtual. So from kindergarten to first grade, from kindergarten to first grade, he was virtual schooled. And this year was my first year actually homeschooling him myself. When we moved into our area, so I decided, I'm going to send him to school and see how things go. It's a better area and stuff like that. So I ended up sending him to school for about 5 days. He hated it. He hated the teacher. He did not enroll him from the school by 5 p.m. that day. And I had signed my Georgia declaration of intent, which is for homeschool. When you are going to homeschool your child yourself, or you're going to have a tutor or homeschool your child in the state of Georgia, you have to sign a declaration of intent. And that has to be done within 45 days of pulling your child out of the school. I did everything same day. The same day that I pulled him out of school, I signed that declaration of intent to homeschool him as well. I decided on that day that I was going to teach my son myself, because the virtual school, they were not engaging enough with the students for my liking. So I didn't feel like the students were learning top tier. So I decided, I took it upon myself. I'm going to teach my son. I want him to learn a certain way. He learns a certain way, and I know his way of learning. So who better to teach him than me? Of course, he has a tutor outside of me, but for the main part, I teach him. First things first, sign that declaration of intent. If you live in Georgia, if you want to start homeschooling your child, the first thing you need to do is sign that declaration of intent, stating that you will homeschool your child for this school year. You have to sign that every year by September. So think about when the kids go back to school, make sure you're signing that declaration of intent in August before your child starts back to school. Because of course we're going to give our kids summer just like any other kids. I'm going to give my child the summer. I give him breaks just like all the other kids get breaks in school. But my thing is, during the summertime, I'm still teaching him because I want him to continue learning. I want him to be ahead of the curve every time. I want him ahead of the curve. Now let's get into how you go ahead and get your child into homeschooling. First things first, sign that declaration of intent. In Georgia, our laws for homeschooling is very simple, very easy. Praise God, glory. You just got to sign a declaration of intent every year that you're going to homeschool them. And every 3 years, they will have to take a test for the state. So Liam will be taking the test on next year because he'll be in 3rd grade. Okay, and let's see here. I have a list, y'all. Okay, so after you do, after you sign declaration of intent, the next thing, which is, I'm going to say this is the hardest part of homeschooling, is picking a curriculum for your child. Now, my curriculum for this year, I jumped into it, got a whole bunch of workbooks and parent books. I didn't even have a set curriculum. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have so many different books. I wonder if I have any pictures that I can show you guys. Well, I uploaded a few weeks ago, maybe like last week, I uploaded a video showing you guys all the books that I use for Liam this year to help him catch up with everything that he was missing throughout the years when he was in virtual school and everything. I caught him up. He's now reading on a second grade level. By the end of the year, I plan on having him reading on the fourth grade level. Why? Because he's going to third grade next year, and I need him to be above the curve every time. I need him above the curve every time. He's now on the second grade reading level, so we working on it. Liam is so smart, guys. I know everybody think their child is smart, but Liam is smart to me. He is super smart. Like, it's like he's so dual. Like, he can do it this way or he can do it that way. Like, it amazes me. He just amazes me constantly with his knowledge. Okay, so after you pick a curriculum, now we're going to stick on curriculums for a little while. Let me go ahead and talk about it. It's hard to pick curriculum, guys, because you can get your kids. It's so many virtual programs that you can put your kids on for homeschool as well. I didn't want to do that because we just came out of a virtual environment and it didn't really work for us. So this year, I decided that I'm going to buy a Becca. I'm going to buy some of their books as well as The Good and the Beautiful. And I do want to note that Becca is more of on the Christian side, and The Good and the Beautiful is more like natural. If that makes sense to you guys. We're dual, so we want both. We want both. Yeah. Because we believe in God over here. But we also believe in nature and the tools that God left us here. So we're going to do both. And those are the two curriculums that I'm working with this year for him this upcoming school year. I'm ordering a Becca and The Good and the Beautiful. Y'all, I just forgot. But yeah, those are the two curriculums that I'm going to order. That is the hardest part about homeschooling. Figuring out that curriculum, baby. But guess what? You just start. Just start. And it's going to start flowing. Like the teaching, like when I first started teaching Liam, day one of me teaching him myself, I was surprising myself. Like, I wasn't trying to be a teacher to him. I was being a mom to him, but I was teaching him. And the way that he was learning and grasping the concept of everything that I was saying, like, it was like heartwarming. It like melts you a little bit. Like, I'm teaching my child. I'm showing him how to read. I'm showing him how to do math. I'm telling him about history, the things that I learned, how I learned history. I'm showing him science. We doing science projects. We're doing all kind of stuff. Like, it is awesome. And then with Liam, I take him out to do activities as well, because being a homeschool mom, you in the house all the time. That's why I love when the summer get here. When the summer get here, baby, we go on adventures. We go chase waterfalls. We go do hikes. We do all kind of stuff. I know y'all be like, this big bitch ain't doing no hikes. Yes, I do hikes, baby. I actually have videos on my channel, on my shorts, showing me and him on hikes. Yeah, this big bitch be on hikes. Yes, I do. And during the winter, like during this time, we go to different museums and stuff like that. Like, if you look on my channel, me and Liam go out every week to a museum or something. Like, I have to keep him engaged. I know kids in school, they not going on field trips every week. Yeah, but he's in homeschool. So guess what? I'm keeping him engaged. We talking about Black History next month. We're going to Dr. King's old house. We live in Atlanta. So Dr. King's old house is here. We're going to go see Dr. King's old house. We're going to go to the History Museum. We're going to go to High Art Museum. We're going to go places so that he can see like some Black history, since it's Black History Month. Next month, I have all of that stuff planned already. This month, we went to the Coca-Cola factory, which is a museum in itself. It's not just about Coca-Cola, it's about history in there too. The history of Coca-Cola, like how it was bought, different prices and stuff like that. Like, he learned a lot in there. So it's like a lot that you can do with your kids. A lot of activities. The only thing that I wish I could set up a program for moms in Atlanta that homeschool, so that we could do activities together. So, he has more interaction with kids. I don't know if people are already doing that, but I don't know any groups that are doing it. I've been looking for groups. I haven't found any yet. But if you guys know of any groups that are meeting up to do homeschool activities together, let me know, so that me and my son can be at them, because we'll be there. Another thing, make sure you have a library card. If you cannot afford to get all of these books and stuff and buy all of these books, get you a free library card. If it's not free, pay that $2 to $3, maybe $9 for the library card, the one-time fee for the library card every year. Get you a library card as well. One thing when it comes to homeschool, make sure you are keeping a record of everything that you're teaching your kids as well as their attendance. They're not going to check their attendance, but make sure you got a book saying, or what I do is, I'm going to be honest, I use a planner and I write in that planner every day that me and Liam had school. And in Georgia, you must school your kids at least 4.5 hours a day. So if we go to a museum for an hour and 30 minutes, that's part of our schooling for the day. That hour and 30 minutes count as a part of our 4 hours a day schooling. What I do, I like to break it up in morning and afternoon. Find a nationally standardized testing sites for your state. Our state is Georgia, so we will find those testing. I'm going to do his test this year, actually, at the end of the year in May, around his birthday. So we're going to take that test then, even though we're taking it early. His is not due until next year, but we're going to go ahead and take it early. That way we have until he is like in 6th grade to take it again. So yeah, conclusion to this video, just do your research in your state. Look up homeschool laws in your state. Make sure you know those homeschool laws. Make sure you are taking your declaration of intent everywhere with you. And I do want to be clear, some people are even laminating theirs and taking it with them. I have mine on my phone. I probably need to get up paperwork just in case somebody stops me, because people will stop you in grocery stores and call the police on you and do crazy things like that because your child is not in school when their child is. Minding your business is very sad, very sick, but that is the world that we live in. So be very careful with yourself and with your children. Thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed night.